Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of InfoComm 2015's Digital Signage Pavilion on the Digital Signage stage, the official coverage on BeTerrific. I'm Michael Artsis. This is BeTerrific. You're the Terrifics. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, all you have to do to join our Slack chat and join the conversation is go to BeTerrific.com/Slack, enter your name and your email address, and we can converse with you in real time. Also, the rest of the Terrifics can converse with you. You can reach us on social media at BeTerrificTV on Twitter and Instagram, and of all social media platforms. And if you missed anything, go to youtube.com/BeTerrificTV next week and you'll see the archives start to go up. Of course, everything is also archived to our site, BeTerrific.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a lot of fun here. This is an amazing show. And you know, supporting this broadcast has been NewTek all week. You know, they're doing a great job. We're here tomorrow too, by the way, all day. But NewTek has done a phenomenal job here to help us. And we use them all the time. But they came out, they said, we want to bring you the TriCaster 8000, the flagship. We want you to have everything at your fingertips that you could ever possibly want, every input, every output, route video, to the monitor on set, to this, to that, the whole deal. So how about that? We said, that'd be great. Thank you guys so much. We love NewTek. We love the TriCaster. What about, we're going to be doing some Skypes. We'd like to, because there are some people who are great who can't make it. How about that talk show thing? Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. We could get you the talk show, and we'll put that there, and you can not have to get a satellite uplink or downlink or jury rig any kind of Skype, and you just saw it. We just had one of our many Skypes that we've done on talk show, another innovative product from NewTek. They're all amazing and innovative, newtek.com, but one product that is just blows everybody's mind is 3Play, because video replay has always been very, very hard and very, very expensive to do until NewTek took it on and created the 3Play, and now they have the 3Play Mini. And Ellen is joining us from NewTek to talk about how easy it is to use 3Play, how good it works, and how efficient it is. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for being here.
Hi, Michael. Very happy to be here again. Thanks.
You guys are awesome. You know, it starts with the people, and everybody at the company is awesome. Everybody that we've ever dealt with, forget about now, because now we know you guys, you're part of this, you know, that kind of gets clouded, because of course we're doing it together and everybody's going to be nice. But every time I've ever had to call or called with a concern or a question prior to ordering, or after ordering, everybody has been phenomenal. Everybody I've ever met has been great, and it starts with the people. So you have a great company starting with the people and the ideas, and then it goes up from there.
Well, I think everybody just loves this business, and we love what we do. Yeah. We love helping people be able to, you know, communicate their message in live video. We love helping people be able to share, you know, their exciting event with the world. So
I remember when I started in the business as on-air talent, I would, this is kind of funny, I worked at a station that didn't have a satellite dish to pull in the games. So when I covered games, I'd go cover Islanders games in New York or Mets games, and I'd have to go into the Fox truck, and the guys were so nice, I'd bring them donuts, and they'd make me a melt after the game. And I'd see them do this crazy video replay stuff. And it would, the whole system, it was like, oh my God, you do that to get one replay? Yes. You, it's got to be routed 12 times through that camera, 5 times through this camera, yes. Oh, it was mind-numbing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the amount of dollars spent for one camera angle's video replay. And then you guys come out with 3Play and change the business.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys have a video clip of the 3Play system, but you know, if we wanted to, or they wanted to go to our website and take a look at the system, it's this, you know, kind of like what the TriCaster does for people doing live video productions. For people doing live sports productions with video, you can capture all those cameras, you know, all into one system. They'll already be synced. You can.
So we have it, here it is. This is showing off the video replay off the 3Play and what 3Play is. And you're right, you can show every different camera angle, you can do all this different stuff. It's truly remarkable and it's easy to use. And I think you're right, it does what the TriCaster does for live video production, it does for video replay, and you can see it being used right there.
It's my control room.
Yeah, that's right. And then, you know, they're all those angles are being captured, and now you have them at your fingertips. You can choose which one to replay when the director calls for a replay. You can pick out what's the best one to use. You can slow motion, you can reverse motion, you can fast motion if you want. So it's capturing all those angles, and then you're manipulating it however you need to make that, you know, that dramatic catch, or really figure out, did that guy step over the line, and really make those make the audience experience so much more dramatic and exciting.
I love sports. Sports are amazing. I've done a lot of sports coverage in my career. We do a lot of sports stuff, but sports isn't the only application for replay. I see replay in all sorts of applications these days, and I think that there are a lot of opportunities to use it. Even in shows like this, you can incorporate video replay. It's really cool. We've got John Mitchell joining us on the couch too, because I wanted to get a user experience. Now, you consult and build a lot of control rooms for people, and you use a lot of NewTek products when you do that, but so you're a NewTek reseller. But more than that, you are the guy who builds out the control rooms and operates the control rooms at the TD Garden in Boston, where the Celtics and the Boston Bruins play. Well, the old building was the Boston Garden. This is the new building, and it's a beautiful building. I was there for right when it opened for the 1995 NHL All-Star Game. Were you there then? I
was directing that game.
Wow, that was cool. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Craig McTavish gave me his secret to winning faceoffs then. I asked him, and he said, the secret is that you look straight down at the puck out of the corner of your eye, you watch the referee's hand. When his hand goes up, you pull back your stick, or you push it forward, whichever direction you want to go. That's the timing, because the ref will always go up before down, this little like kind of wrist jerk, and that's the timing. And you know, when I can concentrate and focus, I can actually win every faceoff that way.
Nice.
Good advice, yeah.
I know more about replay than I do about face-offs.
Well, so tell me about the 3-play and how you guys implement it. You're doing like 8-channel on 2 different 3-plays, right?
Yeah, we actually do 16 channels total now. So when we put in the first high-definition control room and video board about 9 years ago in an inside arena. And at the time, 3-play wasn't out. We had an EVS system that we purchased that was close to $250,000, and we used it 3 in, 3 out. It could also do 4 in, 2 out. But the cost per angle was 60 to 75 grand. Now the cost per angle with the NewTek, it does 8 angles in that you can record for 40,000. So the cost is now 4,000 or 5,000 per angle. So yeah. It's a paradigm shift. So a lot of people who could not afford this before can't afford it now, and people like us who still had a lot of money, we can now, I went from 3 angles to 19 angles.
Right.
So now I can get everything.
And in a lot of sporting events, the scoreboards didn't have replay before because, it was so expensive. So the scoreboards are actually digital signage, and now you can provide the scoreboards with replay, or as in your case, you can add more angles for the fans and stuff. So that's really great. Talk about how easy it is to use, and when you train somebody on it, how easy it is for them to get into the workflow, because I think that's one of the hallmarks of NewTek's products. I mean, out of the box, the talk show was 5 minutes to set up and 3 minutes to learn, 8 minutes total. The TriCaster, you could be up and running in literally maybe from start to finish by the time you enter and register, because you have to do that when you first turn it on, maybe like a half an hour. And you could learn it in about 3 minutes. So let's give it 40 minutes total. What's the 3-play situation?
It's really amazing. We've had numerous systems over the years, and like I said, the previous one was EVS. It's really cumbersome to learn an EVS. Like when you walked in that control room, it looks like DOS. It's not intuitive. It's not
I felt like the guy was a drummer. It's like he got one hand here, and 2 foot pedals.
It's really simple. You go in and out, and you can adjust the in and out points, and you get it across 8 angles. As simple as that. It's really important that you put in the metadata. So once the game is over, or during the game, you're putting in, we do if Chara scores a goal, we'll put in B33 underscore goal underscore the angle of the camera that we're doing, who we're playing, and the date. And we put that across all of them, and we try and archive as much as we can. So a half an hour after the game, previously, when I first started 20 years ago, we were doing this on beta tape, and that took a whole day to do. Now we're archiving this stuff right after, putting it right on a Chara directory, so the next morning when the guys come in, literally we're out of there within 20 minutes, a half an hour after the game.
Oh, these guys would be there all night when I started. I mean, all night.
Right.
And I would have to sit there for hours BSing with some producers so that I could get my melt.
What's really amazing now, so we put this in colleges, so now it's affordable, so all these colleges and high schools can use it also. But we take it another step, we put it to Google Drive.
Yeah.
So all those clips at the end, they just highlight them, type in all the metadata, and then you go export.
It's so important, especially for archiving, to be able to find that later, and so easily, like Zdeno Chara, 6'7", 265, and let's get that replay where he rocked Kane from the Blackhawks.
So we can now create a Chara video in a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously the more you put in, the better it gets, but 90% of the job was finding the clips previously, and now that job's done. You basically go in and you have every clip Chara has from 6 different angles, or depending on how many good angles there were on that.
And there's
we
no
have up to 19.
And there's no videotape library
It's
anymore.
unbelievable. And
So-
plus, once you put it on Google Drive, anybody can see it anywhere in the world with
Right.
all the Google tools.
Oh, that's so
which
awesome.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And the other team doesn't even have to send somebody. So when colleges used to
Yeah.
drive from Maine to Albany and stay there 7 hours and have a one shot from the side, they don't have to go anymore. They just take the Albany clips that are downloaded to Google Drive and now on their hard drive the next morning.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Talk about the uses. Colleges can use them. Schools, even high schools can use these things. The 3Play Mini just came out, so a high school could use these. It's affordable.
They can learn it right away.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's so simple to operate. The first day, the first game you're on there, after 10 to 15 minutes, somebody can start delivering replays. It's really phenomenal with the whole workflow, and now we're seeing it. Half of the Hockey East schools have them all, and they're sharing all their clips together, and it's really making the whole conference better. And be able to archive everything.
Ben Rathig wants to know he's in the Slack chat, he wants to know what your favorite project you've installed a lot of control rooms. What's your favorite project you've ever worked on?
TD Garden. I delivered, 95 we designed the first analog room, and then in 2006 was when we built out the high definition control room. Wow. So by far that's, you know, I mean.
Wow.
The Bruins and the Celtics, I mean, we get to, I'm a digital video geek, but I'm also a great sports fan too, and this has allowed me to marry both of them together. So it's
I imagine you're a Bruins fan.
Huge.
I played for the Great Neck Bruins. That was the team I played for growing up. But, you know, so okay, we played at the Nassau Coliseum in between periods one night, and because we were the Bruins, they put us in the locker room next to the Bruins locker room, and so the guys were so nice. Back then, it was Andy Moog as the goalie, and Joey Juneau had just joined the team. It was a big deal, and Ray Bork, and these guys were so nice to us. It was unbelievable.
Hockey players are the nicest.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah,
yeah, that was a great experience. I've always had, see, I'm a Ranger fan, but I've always had a special spot in my heart for the Bruins because I played for the Great Neck Bruins, and then because of this experience, it was phenomenal. I still hate the Islanders.
Original six, you know?
Yes. So what about like the fact that you guys can turn replays around for the fans from 16 different angles just like that, especially when you're talking about, you guys have won the championship, the Stanley Cup, pretty recently, and the NBA championship too with the Celtics, and be able to actually put these highlights or do a melt with highlights a few minutes after, you know, the final buzzer. You can have a reel as the people are exiting.
I'll give you a great example. So we previously only had 3 angles with the EVS.
Yeah.
So we have to choose those angles, right?
Sure.
One of the angles you have is these overhead goal angles, right? Which 99% of the time they don't have great shots of it. But there's one time out of that 100 that it's the most phenomenal replay going, and you get to see the puck going across the line and everything that the replay officials see. We can now deliver those all the time now, whereas prior we couldn't do that. And there is no better reaction that you get from the 18,000 people inside the arena when you hear the, oh, or whatever the reaction is, good or bad. You're now being able to deliver that literally. So we had a play that went to overtime, and it was the goal in overtime. They had went to the replay official. We showed it on the board less than 5 seconds after it happened.
Well, and what's great,
it was obvious.
What's great about that is when the fans start booing, the ref doesn't reverse the call or change the call, and the fans get all over them now because they think they've seen it differently. But it's good that the fans there can see it like the fans at home. You know, and that's the one thing. You know, for years you'd hear people say, "I'd rather watch the game at home because I get the replays and I get this." But now you can get that experience and be at the arena.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I really love the 3Play and the 3Play Mini. I think they're two amazing, amazing products. And do you have other applications for them? So we talked about like high schools and we talked about sports, but I see this can be used in even a situation like this. It can be used in houses of worship and all sorts of stuff, because sometimes replaying stuff is really important. And certainly when you want to make highlight reels, that slow motion video is gorgeous.
Yep, and even just recording every angle, you know, separately from the TriCaster.
Sure.
Even the ISO,
you can ISO it on the TriCaster,
on the TriCaster,
but still.
If you want to play back, you know, and you have a bigger production, you know, and more of a broadcast type workflow, they're running all that stuff off the EVS, and we do with the 3Play also. We kind of use it, you know, when you have more sophisticated stuff that one guy can't deliver, now this really makes it, with a router, the TriCaster or 3-play really makes an unbelievable control room.
And you can then do all the archiving. So even if you're just ISOing and archiving, it becomes a great way to archive.
So we do, I also have a landscaping trailer that I built out into a new age TV truck.
I love that.
And we do KISS concerts.
I want to do an Airstream. You see that Airstream down there? I want to do that, but exactly like you're saying.
So we pull up, and we also do ESPN3 games in this truck.
Very nice. KISS concerts.
We're doing
I like
what literally they would pull up 2 54-foot trailers to do.
Yeah.
And we're now running it off 150 amp circuits. So not only is it phenomenal price point and allows people to get games on that previously they would never be able to afford to get on, but now you're really capitalizing on the entire thing.
And the KISS concert, because you want to rock and roll all night and party every day, and you can do that now because of this stuff, because the thing is, you didn't get my reference, it's okay.
Different KISS.
Different KISS?
Different
KISS 108, so it's Clear Channel, they have 800 of these. So they do all, like the Jingle Ball. You probably heard of the Jingle Ball.
Now I feel silly.
Sure. So, but we record every
right
angle.
Over my head. Yes.
So now the artist gets all those angles back.
Yeah.
Well,
so we kind of idea, just a different
J-Lo,
KISS. Yeah.
and their producer loved the show, and he's like, I want every single angle, for whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
With
Anytime you want to make something more dramatic and exciting for the audience and draw that experience out, so that's another application for replay that doesn't have to be sports. And we're really lucky because NewTek is really lucky with our systems. Our customers love using them, and their customers love the end product.
And I was going to say, as you were saying, rock and roll is perfect because you get the melt, and you get the video replay, you get the slow mo, and you get the ISOs and all that stuff because it's great for that. And then you can even turn a music video off it. What I was going to say too is it's great for the teams that they do the broadcasts or they do the stuff in the arena, but then you can give them this highlight reel very quickly that they can then put on the web. After the game as well, so that's pretty cool too.
All these teams have their own web video departments, even separate from the control
But I mean, you can hand them
absolutely. So they capitalize on all that stuff.
Right.
So
absolutely, or they pull it from the Google Drive.
Right, and even just grabbing frame grabs off all this video is incredibly powerful now with the internal social media tools that they have in there. That you can go right to Facebook, right to Twitter or whatever.
Especially when
LinkedIn.
you have a big play or a big face-off or a big. Was that a goal? Was it not a goal or a big goal? Sure, yeah. I never thought of that. That's genius.
And they're doing this stuff now live during the production. So before you have to do it after the fact, and they have great tools right after the fact to do it. But now they've added publish features that you're actually putting video in and stills online right while the production's still
We were
going
talking
on.
about that yesterday. It's tremendous for that. It really is. Do you ever use like a TriCaster Mini or a TriCaster? You have to interview a player, pre-game or something, and you bring in the TriCaster, and before what you do is you record. You'd put 1 or 2 cameras on the athlete. You put 1 camera on the reporter. Or you'd show up with just 1 camera, right? And you'd record the interview, then you'd flip the camera around. Okay, ask those questions again. Okay, here's my look back. Okay, ask 1 question again. So tell me about the goal. And now you could bring in a TriCaster Mini or even a TriCaster, rig up 3 cameras, cut the whole thing as you're doing it, and here's your finished product. Do you do that at all?
All the time.
Yeah.
And we ISO record each one. So if
So if I'm making
the switcher has a meltdown, not that would ever happen here or anything, but if the guy hits the wrong button, you can just line them up in Premiere or Final Cut, use 90% of the switch cut, and then just make the fix of whatever you need to.
Exactly, and they have they actually have a sync feature for NLEs when you're ISO recording. I don't know if you noticed that in the TriCaster.
Absolutely.
Of course you did.
And
what's the KISS? What's the KISS? The radio station KISS. I want to give them
108. KISS 108.
KISS 108. Yeah.
So we do 2 TriCasters on that show. So we're doing the live show for the concert with the big LED screen behind, rolling videos, doing a 7-camera shoot just on that in my trailer. Then we have a second one in the back that we're doing a 5-hour web show in which all the artists are now on a couch like this, and the DJs are doing a behind-the-scenes one that goes, and that reaches, I think the last one we did was shown in 50 different countries. Then we do TED Talks too, same type of thing. I don't know if you ever heard the TED Talks.
Of course.
So the 3Play has been instrumental in that because they're really picky about the post records on that and how they want this mic and that mic on different records. So now we use the 3Play to, with our router, be able to route everything in. Great thing about the replay, it's got a audio router almost built right into it. So you plug in an XLR line into input one, you can map that to all of them or any individual one that you want, which really powerful.
I gotta say something. This is genius, Ellen. I'm very impressed. I gotta say, like this took a lot of thinking, a lot of workflow to get it to like where you guys got it. But it's easy. It makes it easy for everybody.
But it puts the the power into the hands of producers to be able to do more, like you were talking about, to be able to afford to be able to do more, add more to it, and it really is. It's the innovation. We have very driving to innovation. Pushing that technology ever further, taking advantage of processing technology, internet technology, and our domain expertise in taking multiple components and integrating them into one system. Wow.
Very, very cool. Very, very great stuff. And Greg in the chat room says in our Slack chat, KISS 1018 or 108 FM. Boston's #1 hit music station. There you go. So that's pretty cool. The viewers know it. They know KISS.
KISS been around forever.
I didn't know it. I should know it. I know a little bit about Boston. I certainly like all the stuff in Newberry Street. You got great stuff there. I got to get to Boston more. I want to come visit. Can I get a tour?
Anytime you want. We'll have to have you in for a Rangers game, right?
Yes. Oh, that's going to be amazing. I'll go undercover. I'll wear the Ranger shirt under the suit.
Leave the blue shirts
Leave
at
the
home.
blues at home?
Unless,
right.
I mean, we could put you out in the crowd and take a shot of you.
No. It's okay. I do like Boston. That's the thing. I like the Bruins. So, all right, you got to check out the 3-Play. That's the bottom line. The 3-Play and the 3-Play Mini are tremendous and very robust and give you the ability to do this at a very reasonable cost. Video replay for all your needs. Works great with the TriCaster. If you already have an already existing infrastructure, it works with that as well. Right. And of course, you got to check out the talk show from NewTek and the TriCaster as well. It's all on NewTek.com. We're using this stuff all the time, and of course here, we're using the TriCaster 8000, which is the flagship. It is unbelievable. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this on your live continuing coverage of InfoComm 2015's digital signage stage and pavilion on BeTerrific, the official live continuing coverage here of InfoComm 2015's digital signage pavilion. We'll be back right after this. You're the Terrifics. Don't go anywhere.